Hello and welcome to the Captain Jamtastic podcast. Out of retirement and into your hearts, I'm the Easy Tiger, Jeremy Jam. With me, good friend, uh, hero to the pod, first guest ever, back for another run, Bright. Bright, welcome to the pod, man.
Thank you. Can't wait to talk about XLTP.
Yeah, we're going to talk about some XLTP, a little tier discussion. And I got a laser pointer. I'm circling around in case Bright's watching, because he was
Alright, one
very
sec.
excited to... Ooh, 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 ooh. There's the laser pointer. And yeah, this is the tier discussion for season 1 of XLTP. If you're not aware, the XLTP round 4 draft, tier 4 draft, is going on now, so they will not be in discussion, but there's also a bunch of players, and I'm not quite sure how that tier will work, so we're going to be focusing mainly on tiers 1 through 3. All right, I've had too much fun with the laser pointer. Take it away from me. Take it away from me. So let's start off with the lowest tier of the 3, XLTP tier number 3. And the first pick of this one was Tears for Spheres. Nice pun on an 80s band there. I appreciate that. We got JJ Poole, Pro Boat Captain, and their first pick, somebody I've never actually heard.
Really?
I've never heard of Svanbach. No. I imagine he is an evil Russian villain from the 80s. And I have heard of Anthony Davis, actually, mainly in pubs. I haven't seen him in competitive play or played against him in competitive play, I should say. But I kind of like Anthony Davis as the 12th pick. I think that's pretty solid for a very low tier player. I think he's. I thought he would have probably been more towards the middle of the draft after I was going through all this. What do you think about their draft?
Zonbach's really good. He used to be high minors. He played season 15. That was his last season. So he might be a little rusty, but he does well in pubs and stuff. So I'm not sure who's D on this team, because I guess Vonbach and Anthony Davis are both defense, I guess. So Vonbach's good. Anthony Davis, he's like when I used to play tourneys way back in the day, he'd be like the solid third round pick where
Yeah.
you'd like always win if you got him. So then that's a good team. I'm not sure how good it is relative to the other teams, but it's decent so far.
Yeah, the draft was pretty solid. We'll go through all the teams, and then at the end, we'll kind of talk about who we think might get promoted or relegated. And who will probably stick around. I'm not 100% sure. We were hoping for Wanye to show up, but he stiffed us because he's a jerk. So trying to entice him to join us. It's probably not working. Probably doing the opposite. But yeah, the idea is I think if it were me, I'd assume 2 teams go up and 2 teams go down. So we'll go off of that premise, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Maybe Wanye will join before it. Next up, 1 cap, 2 cap, and then they have like a longer name.
Red cap, blue cap.
Red cap, blue cap. Oh, that's clever. I like that. But it's too long of a name for me. So if we're grading names, that one's too long for me. I don't want to be saying that as an announcer all the time. So you get a B minus. But it is actually pretty clever. We got Graham, Rick G as the captains. Window Liquor, second pick. I've only played against Window Liquor in pubs, don't know much about them, and I never heard of SKWID, and I guess
I got some intel.
Is that Scood?
So, Squid.
Oh, Squid. Learn how to spell, kids. I'm an old man. Yeah, give us some intel.
Yeah, so Window Liquor, aka Rob Delaney, aka Smurf Lord, aka something else. Booty Goon, no. Hold on. He's on Twitch. He streams 2 p.m. on Twitch.
Oh, okay.
Booty Buffoon, that's what it is.
Booty Buffoon. Aren't we all?
Yeah, when I watch him, he plays pretty well, but his TPM elo is a little low, but he's still good. And then Squid, I just remember Meep and Epip talking about drafting him B team like a really long time ago because they were like B team captains.
Yeah.
And I guess he probably hasn't played in a really long time, so I don't know about that. But Window Liquor good, Rick G good, Graham is good. I think I'd probably put them below the first team, but it's pretty close.
Yeah, again, I don't know much about these guys, and if you guys try to change your name multiple times, there are veterans who will hunt you down. You think Bright doesn't know who you are? You got another thing coming, pal. So we'll look at them. I know Graham. I've Oh no, actually, I know Graham. I haven't played with Graham. I was actually thinking of Grant. I was about to say Grant is very
Oh yeah,
good,
yeah.
and I was like, no, Grant is different. Graham is still good, but this feels like based off the captains and what I've seen when I've been streaming TPM, it feels like they're in the right tier to me.
Yeah.
Next team. Oh, the Catalytic Cap Converters, led by Catalyst. He's the captain, and 360 Broscope, another captain. Beast Mode, third pick, not to be confused with Dragon Beast. And Laser Pig, 10th pick. Uh, it feels like a lot of veteran A team slash B team players on this one.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have any intel on like any of these players besides beast mode being like pretty good.
Mm-hmm. I think they're all, I've seen them all, if I'm not mistaken. I've definitely seen them all in the B team level. And if I'm not mistaken, I've seen them be on A teams as well. So I would say, like, if they're in B team, they're high level B team players. And if they're in A team, they're more towards the middle of the pack, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's a pretty fun team. Name wise, if we're going to continue to grade names, I like the alliteration. But again, it's too long for me. I don't have time to say all that. Just back with my ex. Oh, you hate to hear it. It's, unless it's a good relationship, I wish you well. We got dope.
Is there a pun in there? Is
I,
it just X
it says X. I don't know. I was
or
taking.
like XLTP? Is that what it is?
It must be, I guess. I mean, but it doesn't say back with my XLTP. It says back with my ex. So perhaps dope and selfie were both dating fly at some point. I'm just gonna spread wild rumors. So we got dope captaining and selfie syntax captaining with him. Trip B or BBB or Big Baller Brand. I'm not sure what he wants to go by. It's fourth pick, and then Anduin with the 11th pick. Pretty decent draft, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know much about Trip B, but
BB.
and oh, is it BBB?
I think so.
All
Not
right,
sure.
the one way I didn't say it, son of a gun. Um, yeah, don't know much about BBB, but Anduin is a pretty decent defender, so to get him pretty late in the tier 3 draft is a pretty solid pickup. And I think Dope and Selfie, if they're both playing offense, this so far looks to me to be the best offense in tier 3.
I think Anduin went like way later than like I'd say he's like close to beast mode level, and he went like 8 rounds after him. So that's like
Yeah.
kind of a steal probably. And then I think Dope is playing D for this. Selfie, I don't know if Selfie is, but I know Dope really wanted to play D.
Oh, okay.
So it makes the team, I don't know. I don't know if it's significantly worse, but definitely worse.
Slightly worse for sure. I don't know how Dope is as a defender, but like this is a pretty good tier if you're looking to hone up on your defense. This
Yeah.
would be a good tier to do that in, and especially if you end up doing well, then you can progress to the next tier and kind of keep your defensive tactics in. Yeah, yeah, it does change my opinion of them overall. But Selfie is a great offensive player, and I think Dope is a pretty good player. Not sure about the mechanics, which I think are a bigger part of defense.
I think I have this team pretty high so far.
Not anymore, baby. Look at this team, Puggies. We got
Puggy.
Raspberry and Epiphany, my former captains, co-captaining here. They were also my former co-captains for a championship season I had way back when. And then Mr. Joe Hobo, a fifth pick, and then PK, an eighth pick. This looks like the strongest team so far. Like, Epip seems like she could play tier 1. Raz should be probably playing tier 2. Didn't work out. Mr. Joe Hobo was like a fringe tier 2 pick, and then same with PK. So I think this team is pretty loaded based off what we've seen.
Yeah, Joe's super low for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know about PK, but yeah. And then Epip Raz, I don't know why they're in tier 3, but they are. So
Well,
you're gonna farm.
the defense is going to be real strong for Poggies, and then if you look at Mr. Johobo and PK, they actually in the minors 2 seasons ago teamed up for a few games, and they were
Oh,
pretty electric as well. Hopefully, I'm not
nice.
wrong on that. And then somebody says, "Oh, Jam, you're wrong." I don't study this stuff. I'm just trying to go off my memory. Straight out of Captain. Fun name. Oh, we didn't go over the name. Poggies?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're my good friends, but
It's their catchphrase though.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. So yeah, we'll give it a. I'll be generous. This is the friends and family grade. You get a B. Straight out of captain. I like the name.
That's good.
I'll give it a yeah. I'll give it an A. Drufa the pace captaining with D-Rec as the sixth pick and Crowman as the seventh pick. How do you like the draft?
Uh, I think Direk won the Nooper or Booper or something.
Okay.
So I think he's good. Crowman, I don't know if he played this season, but he also used to be good.
He was good. I think he coming back. He's probably got a little rust to shake off. Still getting back into form, but this will probably help him, and he'll probably return to the level he was at, which was all-star level 18 player,
Mm.
if not borderline all-star level 18 player. And also, I want a Nooper with him, so I kind of like. It
Oh,
seems to me like Crow is definitely playing defense, and probably Drek is playing. I'm not 100%
yeah,
sure, but I'd
I
assume.
think so.
I think like for the sixth and seventh pick, they picked up, especially for the tier three. That's one of the better defenses. It'd probably be the best, if not for EPIP and
Hmm.
company. And then Pace going up against the Pace is pretty solid mechanically, so going up against weaker defenders, he's going to have some good nights. But when we take a look at the predictions here, here's all the teams together at once. Um, when you look them over, who jumps out of you as probably advancing to tier two, and who seems like they might fall off the radar and drop to tier four?
Definitely Poggies, like by
Definitely,
far
yeah,
the best team.
going to tier four, right?
Tier 4.
JK, they in my opinion are by far the best team.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then after that, I'm not really sure. Uh, I think I'd put Dope's team probably second.
my thing is I always pick defense over offense,
Hmm.
and I just don't know. Looking at all these teams, I don't know a lot of the defenders.
Yeah.
Um, for that reason, I think it's going to be a battle between back with my ex and straight out of captain for that second tier jump to go to tier three with Pockies. If that's the case, again, we are assuming two go up, two go down. Um, and then when I look at the others, I don't know enough about them, so it's kind of hard for me to say. But I would say one cap, two cap, and then catalytic cap converters feel like the two that might be going downward. And Tears for Spheres would,
I was gonna agree. I was gonna say Captain is like third-ish, and then probably Tears for Spheres after.
yeah, yeah. It's I think, and that's the fun part of these tiers is like you're in the middle of the season battling to stay alive. So I'm hoping it's two up, two down because that seems like the most fun to me.
Yeah.
All right, Bright, your favorite tier, the Dose tier two here. Tierminator 2, A plus on the name. Well done. Um, bravo, bravo. Warriors, Doris,
Yeah.
Glob, and Butter. All right. I mean, like I mean they. I don't know. Like I thought Butter is a ridiculously good pick for the 12th pick. To be honest, I think people are kind of sleeping on him. And Glob's pretty solid. I think they're going to live up to their name here, and they're going to be Terminators, unless
I could see it.
everything goes haywire or somebody leaves or something like that. But this team looks built to be in tier one, and it's kind of shocking that they weren't. Not much more to say on that, so we're going to go to the Throwmobile, which is Such It and Space Tiger playing as VNSHR. They picked up Neb with the second pick, which I like that. It's a good defensive pairing with Such It. It will be pretty interesting. And then everyone says Peanut, but it's Pinois, however you prefer to.
Really,
I think it's
I like that.
You like what?
Pinoy.
Pinois? Yeah. It's like a weird combination of Pinot Noir. Pinot. But everyone says peanut, so whatevs. That's just how I always read it in my head until I was corrected. I kind of like this team too. I think Space Tiger has been kind of slept on. He's been pretty good offensive player the past few seasons. I like Such It and Neb on defense. and I guess Peanut, sorry, will be the second offensive pairing there. Like, I feel like if this was a tier 3 team, they'd be unquestionably advancing. We have to kind of wait to see the rest, but overall, I think it was a pretty solid draft.
This is like a this is like a typical minors team, which is like this tier. So
Yeah,
I don't see them being like the worst team, like at least top 3 probably.
probably, yeah. I mean, we'll see the rest. Maybe there's some other
Yeah,
hidden
yeah.
gems. Like, would you have been tier 2? Would
Me
you? Yeah,
as a player?
yeah. If you were in there, would you have slipped to tier 2?
Oh, well, I think Warriors is better than me, so I'd probably fall to like maybe tier 3.
I was trying to get a rivalry between you and Warriors going. You read right through it. Well played. Oh, we didn't talk about the name. What was their name?
Throwmobile?
The Throwmobile. It's all right.
Yeah,
That's on the lower half for me, boys. I'm sorry.
there's no pun there.
Nah, there's nothing. Which, I mean, you don't have to have a pun, but it feels like they were trying to go for a pun. Returnees at Law. Decent.
That's good.
Decent name. I like it. I only know these guys through watching them via TPM and Team. I know a little bit, but it's Raven 2PIS as the captains, and then Team, and then Prism was the 10th pick. And I know Team and Prism are minors guys. I think Raven is pretty solid, just based off some pubs I've played with him, but that's a lot different than playing in a competitive setting. I kind of like this team on paper, though.
Raven, 2P, and Prism played NLTP all on the same team this season with Mr. Big Money, and they won the Nooper.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So then, and then team was like, I think it was O-Ball. Actually, maybe he was MVP of like NLTP also.
So you're telling me they're going to try to trade Team for big money?
Yeah, but
I buy it.
it's like a really so this is like the best NLTP team you can get. But then like as I said, the previous team is like typical minors. So then they're just like strictly better, and then the Warriors team obviously. So
Well, that's always been a pretty fun debate, and maybe that will be answered when they play each other. Is a lot of NLTPA teams. This has been less true in the past few seasons if they've changed the rules. But it used to feel like a lot of NLTPA high level teams could probably be a pretty good
mm,
minors team. I don't know that that's still the case, but like I said, like 2 or 3 seasons ago, I would say like watching a high NLTPA team, and I'd be like, I'm pretty sure they could beat half those minors teams.
mm,
But we'll find out. We'll find out. We got the Regis, another good name. I like it. Dr. Ankles captaining, along with a slob on my knob captaining. I've always hated that name because I'm always like, I don't want to say it. Big Swingin', our boy, the 4th pick. And then we got Bubs as the 9th pick. Pretty good draft. And this team, I think a lot of people were surprised they ended up in tier 2.
the captains.
The
Yeah,
captains,
I
yeah.
think that's pretty surprising. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I think I know Wanye has said Dr. Ankles is one of his sleeper picks.
Yeah, Ankles is pretty good. I think Slav is like not not that good. But if they made it to tier 2, then they got chemistry. I think. I think they're both playing O. That's what I
Oh,
heard.
okay.
So
Yeah, so you got Big Swingin's Bubbles D.
I
Yeah,
guess.
I like. I've only played in a few pubs with Slob, and she's there's no good way. Even when you try to abbreviate the name, there's no good way to do it.
Slav.
Slob Knob. On my SOMK Somki. I don't know. But
Some.
There we go. Yeah, I don't like that either. But I will say in pubs, the game sense at least seems to be there. The question is, maybe she, I believe it's a girl, I want to say, but I'll go with.
Yeah, I think
Okay,
so.
okay. So she will be playing out of the comfort zone. If I'm not mistaken, Slav was like a B team level player.
Yeah,
Perhaps,
I think so.
yeah. So like that's a 2 tier jump, which is always, if you haven't done it before, it's a tough adjustment. But I'm rooting for him. I'll always root for him. Moggles Toggles. I didn't know if this was a pun I don't get it.
The toggles is like a botting. You like toggle your bot, but I don't get the moggles part.
Uh, I don't support any type of bot puns. Next, I left it as Def Haven just because I think it's funny because I called them Def Haven for like a full season before I realized I had missed a letter. So you got Mex and Fly. Then you got Def Heaven and Dean. This feels like a team that is potentially going to be moving up to me.
Mm-hmm.
Just because Mex is so ridiculous. Def Heaven was, or AKA, oh,
Water wheel.
Water Wheelie. Thank you. I was like Bubbles. No, that's not right. AKA Water Wheel was a MVP candidate 2 seasons ago. So, and Dean is, and Fly are both minors
Good.
players. So
Mm-hmm.
this is one of the stronger teams, especially when you have the reigning MVP from majors on your squad.
Yeah.
They're
I don't know how Mex and Fly made it to tier 2, but they better crush.
well, they probably were on Warriors team and they threw. Kids see boosts. I don't get I don't get if it's a pun, but
Kids See Ghost is a Kanye album. Then you, I don't know, just add boosts in there.
yeah, it's a bit of a stretch for me. I don't know. It doesn't work for me, dog. It's all right. It's fine. It's probably one of the lower names for me. Same with Moggles Toggles. I'm being pretty harsh to tier 2. Sorry, tier 2ers. In the Someday in first, captaining ASAP 6th pick, Boogie 7th pick. I like the draft, and I think I like their offense. I think they're going to be one of the more interesting teams. They're going to be, in my opinion, I mean, maybe when we look at everything, I'll change my mind, but feels like based off the offense, like they could be the sleeper team fighting for a top pick or a tier advancement, but
Yeah, first and Someday are both like super high in TPM.
yeah.
Like you'll get them on your team, and then like you're not getting a majors player, but then they'll be like as good as a majors player.
Yeah.
And then I think ASAP and Boogie played on the same minors team, so also good.
Yeah, you get that chemistry carrying over. They were 0-14 though, so ooh, no. So predictions for this tier: 2 up, 2 down. Who do you think's going up? Who do you think's going down?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say Warriors definitely, and then
Yeah.
I think it might actually be close between Max's team and first,
Mm-hmm.
but I think Max probably.
Yeah, I would agree with that. But I feel like I don't know. These new rules seem to be throwing off the traditional players a bit, like the 45-second pups and whatnot. So it'll be interesting to see how it pans out as the season develops. But I think it would be a pretty huge upset if Terminator 2 were to stick around. Um,
Yeah.
I could see Moggles Toggles slipping and remaining in the second tier, but I would be surprised to see them dip a tier. I think the Regis, well, they're gonna have to do some big swinging because I feel like the other teams in this are just a bit stronger. They're the most likely to fall to tier 3. Um, but everyone else feels like it could be a fight for that second spot or a fight to just stay with the tier. It should be interesting. Then we got tier 1, aka the bright
What?
tier.
Oh,
You'll see why. Good friends. Here's one of the reasons. These are some of your good friends. We got
let's
GGB,
go.
nice person, captaining with Curry as the first pick. Um, Before we even say anything, that team already is loaded. It's a
Yeah.
ridiculous team. And then you get CB13 as the 12th. Do you know who's going offense for this squad aside from
Right now
GG?
it's Curry and GG.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah. Not sure, but he's definitely better than CB on O. And then you, not praise like better on O, but you want him on defense, so they kind of have to.
Yeah, I feel like they could. I don't know. I feel like for me that would be the worst tandem um, to pick
GG and Curry.
offensively. Yeah, no knock against Curry. It's just I think Curry's a pretty solid defender. But
Yeah,
if
I
you were,
thought yeah, wasting or not. Okay, I have to be
yeah,
using a first overall pick on Curry on offense is like a little sketch. Like I thought they were putting him on D, and then it'd be like a good pick, but on offense it's debatable.
yeah. I mean, I don't know how he's an offender. I know NP is really good at offense. So like when I saw Curry, I was like, oh, and I was actually surprised you just said that, and that's why I asked the question. I assumed it was going to be NP Curry on defense,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
then GG and CB13 on offense, with CB13 doing a lot of support O styling, um, which felt like good luck to everyone else because that defense is ridiculous. But
Yeah,
if they're going to go with Curry, it's going to be an interesting season ride for them. And it'll be interesting too because CB13, if I'm not mistaken, he's been the last 2 seasons kind of traded a lot,
yeah.
and dropped and then signed. So this is a good chance for him to kind of remind everyone he's pretty solid, or could do just the opposite, and everyone will say, "Ugh, more like CB11." Am I right? Oh,
Him and Napre, I think they also played D together, or they're on the same team, season 18.
mm-hmm.
But then Napre went O, but I think they played a little bit of D together.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, like anytime you team up with Napre, your defense is going to be pretty good, and CB is like a pretty good defender. So
Yeah,
I think you'll see a little bit of a jump. But yeah, it'll be interesting. North Korea, Griff and Dusk as captains, getting into the first tier. They pick up Dusk with the second pick, and then Jerry with the 11th pick. I don't know. This one's kind of a questionable draft to me.
yeah,
Dusk is fine. I don't know if I would have picked him over other picks that were 3 and 4. And Jerry's good too, but like that high ping and the higher level is going to be kind of questionable, in my opinion.
Oh
So
wait, the first or like the second pick I guess was Rakji.
it would have been Jerry or Rack Man.
Or like it's Griff, Dusk, Rakji, and Jerry. You just have like Dusk on there twice.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, Dusk has
Sorry.
a second overall pick as a yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was like very confused. Rakji's actually that changes things for me. Thank you for catching that.
Yeah,
I probably should have had you proofread this before we started the pod. Yeah, I like Rakji as a defender. I think the Rakji Griff combo on defense, I'm assuming, is
yep,
pretty solid.
that's what I
Dusk's a
heard.
decent offensive player, but Jerry, again, it's just like the high ping makes me after some of the picks around the same range, and then we saw the picks in the second tier. I felt like they could have gone in a different direction there. But yeah, they should be interesting. And I don't really understand the North Korea name. I was like, okay,
Yeah, I don't know.
um, big fans of.
Jerry's like decent. He plays. He actually played majors like. I think he subbed in for majors,
Yeah,
but
he
like he
did.
played offense in minors, and he was pretty good. I think.
Yeah, yeah, he's always been pretty decent. He came in late last season to minors for the championship. This season 19, season 20. Sorry, he went on the championship run with Neb, not Neb, Sass's team. Um,
Yeah,
but it didn't pan out. And then this season he was fine, but he wasn't like a standout all-star level player at the minors level. So it'll be an interesting fit. The Bottle Otters. Eh, eh,
is that another botting pun?
I guess. I'm just not into these names. You can tell. Maybe I'm just in a bad mood today. Sorry, guys. I'm not trying to be a jerk. Got Cheese Doodle, Titan Blue captaining. Kind of a surprise tier selection for them. I don't think prior to the draft many put them in tier 1. I think
Definitely
they
not.
probably would have been in tier 2.
Yep.
Then kind of a weird draft again to me, just because of who they could have had aside from that. But they pick up Megatron with the
Yeah.
third pick, then Q42. Probably should be a lowercase q, but Q42 with the 10th pick. Um, yeah, I don't know. It was interesting. I mean, like they're probably grabbing guys they feel comfortable playing with. But Megatron for me, he's one of those guys just because like he's kind of bailed the last couple seasons and stuff.
Hmm.
that I'm just like, I would kind of, if I were a captain, I'd be a bit hesitant, especially with a high round pick to go after him, in case stuff comes up and he can't, his availability changes again. So
Yeah, they could have gone someone like Ty or Wayne. Like
yeah,
consensus better than Megatron. Not sure why they picked them, but
yeah, but it'll be. I mean, if everything works out and they enjoy playing with each other, it'll be pretty good. But TBD and FBRD, they're back. Those fire breathing rubber duckies.
duckies.
Easy Cheetos rule captaining. Wanye with the 4th pick, and then Doddsfall with the 9th pick. This has to be one of my favorite teams, especially if it's going to be Cheetos Wayne on defense. I think that's pretty insane.
I think it's Cheetah's doubts fall on D.
You hate to hear it. What does
I
he
don't
do
think Doubt's gonna play O.
Well, Wanye is a two-way ball,
Exactly.
so that's fine. And it kind of gives like Easy. I think is like a better secondary offensive player. I used to say
Yeah.
support, but to me, support means a lot of different things. But to other people, support means all you do is sit there and block, which is not the case. Just look at the greatest support player of all time, Mike Dino. He does it all, baby. But yeah, Easy feels like a secondary offensive player where it'll be good to have Wanye kind of taking the lead role, and then Easy is very strong as a secondary player, so their offense is going to be pretty fun. And then Cheetos was an MVP level player when he did play defense season 20, so if he returns to
Hmm.
that form, this is going to be a pretty formidable team again.
Yes, sir.
All right, and this is why this is your team. Holy Seahawks! CCGA4, the original founder of the team, the new guy, captaining. They pick up Ty and then Fender. I love the draft.
Good team. Good team.
Yeah, I think Ty was a great pickup. We probably Wayne and him could have gone up at least one more pick, if not two.
Yep.
And then Fender had a pretty strong showing in MLTP this season. It seems to me, if I'm not mistaken, you have all the inside info, so it's pretty fun for me to guess, and then you do immediately tell me I'm wrong. Seems to me like I would run probably Fender CCO and then Ty TNG D.
Yeah, I don't actually know if they know their lineup yet.
Okay.
It's definitely Fender on O, and then they could probably do anything for the two defenders. Not really sure. I think the best thing would be CC on D with probably Ty, but not sure.
Yeah, I thought CC just because he was playing D, if I'm not mistaken, earlier on in season 21 with Hat's team, if I'm not mistaken.
Hmm.
And he ended up transitioning to O midway through the season, so I thought maybe there was a preference to stay O, but maybe not.
I think he likes playing Omar, but he's better at D usually.
And are you going to be streaming all their games?
I'm gonna be streaming some games. I don't think I'm gonna commit to their games. I just want like the best games, you know.
Oh,
Whoa,
wow.
whoa, 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 whoa.
Wow.
Like you get a good friends versus FBRD matchup. You want to stream that?
Yeah, no, it's fine. I'm sure CC's not wildly offended right now. It's totally good. um, yeah, I don't know how much streaming I'm going to end up doing for this. We'll see. But yeah, I like this team. I think it's one of the more fun teams. Like, that's what's kind of interesting about this. Usually, like, it felt like there's a bit more blending of the talent levels. So the games are going to be a little more interesting, in my opinion, instead of feeling like, well, at majors, you're going to see this type of game. You don't really know what type of games they're going to be. So exciting stuff. And then the last, Ginny in a Bottle, which is a pretty good team name, but it's also kind of weird that it's named after Ginny. So I'll give it an A. I don't know.
I'm a fan.
Yeah, I think it's fun, but it's also weird that this feels like it's only Ginny. Ginny and Crippy teaming up. So pretty good captains to start. And then they picked up Aaron and then BDL late. I didn't put the picks in there, but they would be 6th and 7th. Pretty solid draft, I think, overall. And I like that they let BDL know you're not the 6th pick, you're the 7th pick. Yeah. What do you think of this squadron?
Yeah, this is probably one of the top teams. I haven't really thought about which is the very top team, but it might be this one. I could see it being this one.
Could be, yeah. Let me guess here. I'm thinking Grippy BDLO, Ginny Aaron D.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I got it. See,
Jenny's definitely defense, and then Aaron's better at D. So
yeah. Well, perfect
there you
score
go.
from Jam. He didn't miss one of them the entire pod. Predictions for this: who will stay on top? I guess is what we're gonna say. But who's gonna trickle down? That's the real question.
Well, Griff's team is a little lackluster. Same with the Titans team. So, or is it Titan? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think Titans team is. They feel a bit overmatched when you look at everyone on paper. Um, and I'm happy that I was able to get Griff's team correct at least on this page because I screenshotted it. Sorry. But yeah, I don't know. I think top of the ledger, you're looking at good friends and potentially FBRD and Ginny in a bottle. I think those are the
Yep.
unequivocal top three, with Holy Seahawks potentially spoiling the fun if they find their chemistry early.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that would mean Bottle Otters in North Korea for me are potentially going to dip down.
Yep.
I think that's it, man. I think we've covered everything. We've done it. We're heroes. So yeah, I think unless we have anything else you want to touch on, we've done
Do
all
you
the
think
teams.
the like gameplay changes are good?
So that's a good one. Let's talk about that. I don't know all the gameplay changes. The only one I know that I did like a lot was the 45-second pup rule. Um, and the reason I like that is I've been thinking about something like that would be beneficial to Tag Pro for a while, just because it adds another element of the game. Because for me, when you get the
Mm-hmm.
pups, you know it's generally going to be around 50-ish,
Yeah.
55-ish, even if you delay it. But when you add it to 45 and you have to do that math in your head, that's going to mess with some players.
I'm
Um,
actually helping a team scrim right now, and
yeah,
I forget every round that the pups are coming up.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So it's a huge change, and I think it's a really good change. Um, the question is, like, if you were to implement that long term, if it has the same effect, or if people just start remembering how to count down by 45.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like, for me, it's just like, okay, so 15, 30, 45, 0, 15,
Yeah.
30, 45, 0. That's generally the times. The issue is, like I said, once you just start delaying those pups a little bit, even by like 6 seconds, and
Mm-hmm.
you grab a pup at 39, you're like 39, and you're like, wait a minute, and then you're sitting there for probably a good 7 seconds while you do the math, like on the fly, because you're trying to do other stuff, and you're like, so that's going to be up at. All right, so it's 45, so that would be 0, and then you take away the 6, so okay, 54, 54, and then you're like, they just capped, man, wake up, and you're like, oh, sorry. Oh, so I like that one. What are some of the other rule changes we've seen?
I think I actually didn't notice until someone said it, but boosts are 7-second respawn time.
Oh, instead of 10, right?
So then it's just like faster paced.
Yeah, a little more pressure. Yeah, I think that's fine. What about bombs?
I'm not sure. I'm playing on Rush, so there's no bomb, but I'd assume it's like 20 or something.
Oh, okay.
Probably faster.
Yeah. 20. Yeah, still. I kind of like those changes too. I mean, like anything to make the gameplay faster,
Yeah.
to give more opportunities, makes it more fun for an offensive player. As a
Hmm.
defender, though, I can imagine some of those changes are very obnoxious. Like, I just cleared this bomb, now I have to go clear it again.
Yeah.
Like, and plus, it's like shorter gameplay too. I think 8 minutes. I want to say, is that right?
Uh, maybe. Probably, yeah.
Yeah. So, which is pretty standard for anyone who's done a tournament or scrims. So it's not a drastic change, but it's an interesting one. And
2 p.m. is also 8 minutes.
never heard of it.
8 minutes just like the standard, like it's like way more standard than 10 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that would be. I always thought it would be a fun thing if like the majors did 10 minutes because it's the longest, and then like minors did 8, and NLTP did like I guess 8 still. Yeah. Anyways, any other big changes we should be discussing? Those are the only ones I knew about.
Yeah, I don't know of any others.
Yeah. But all in all, I'm looking forward to it. Games start Wednesday, right?
Yep.
And you're not streaming the Holy
I
Seahawks.
might stream Holy Seahawks.
Yeah, you heard it here first. Brett refuses to stream the Holy Seahawks. All right. Well, that's it for us. Thanks for tuning in, everyone.